Hi, my name is Vinod Kumar. Today discussion topic is attribute routing in ASP.NET MVC file. Before going to detailed description, let's see today agenda. What is attribute routing? How to enable attribute routing? What is optional default values? What is route prefix? What is default route and route constraint? What is attribute routing? When MVC is released in 2010, they followed the convention based route configuration. Means they're going to define the routing detail in route config file. After that, they're going to register in global.axps page. After evolution of MVC, they face some problems on complex URLs. Then they introduced attribute routing in MVC file. To enable attribute routing in MVC, we need to write method called map MVC attribute route. Then what is attribute routing? Attribute routing is nothing but instead of mentioning the URL pattern at route config level, they're going to mention in action level. See here, they're going to provide route information at action level itself. When we try to execute, when we try to type the URL in browser level like this, like here I have integer and product title. If you pass URL or if you request URL like this, automatically this action will execute. Okay, see here what I mentioned route configuration, even the same configuration I can mention here also. If you see here, I have map route. Here I am providing the name, my URL pattern like the product ID and product title. Okay, and here I am providing the default execution of view. Okay, we can we can configure route at route config level. At the same time, we can do on action level also. You want to do action level, then this entry is must and should. If not using this entry, attribute level won't execute. Okay, now let's see. We understood how to enable the attribute routing, and once we enable attribute routing, then we need to pass some parameters. We call optional parameters and default parameters. If you want to pass some optional parameter, then we're going to use the question mark. See, this is my URL books. If you execute books also, because here I'm not passing any value, because here I'm using question mark, means optional. I can pass or may not. I can pass the value or may not. And if you pass the value, then that input parameter will be available here. If you see the program here, if you go for sample 1, see here I have books and I'm using isBin. Suppose if you execute this program, typing has a book, just enter. Is not able to connect? Oh, we need to execute. It's loading. Okay. Mm, let it be load. Then let's discuss what is default values. Suppose when we are passing URL, I want to display some default values. Even though I'm typing some URL, but I can assign some default value. If you see in the program here, how to assign the value? Here books, language is equal to English. Here nothing but English. Means if you type URL like this, books language by default take English. Suppose if you want to pass any other name, then based on your entry, that value will be appear here. Okay, let's see. The program is executed. Now I'll type books. Just enter. See, show to. If you see here, even I'm not passing anything here, show to executed here. Let's debug. Let's see that what is just execute. See here, I'm not passing anything. By default will become null value because this is optional parameter and F5. Suppose if I pass some values 1 2, just enter. If you see here, I got 1 2. Okay, optional parameter, but we can pass and may not, the code will be executed. Okay, next we'll see default values. Here I am passing books and language. If you type books LNG, see here I'm see here LNG still is game. Okay, because books LNG, what is LANG? Okay, the URL are mismatched. LANG, LANG. Now execute, show 3K. Say you want to put debugger, then just execute here. Say by default en came because you already assigned the default value here. This is the way we need to assign the default values and optional parameters. Okay, suppose I want to pass some other value. Now instead of English, I pass as a France FR. If you see here, I got FR France value. Okay, next we'll move to next topic, route prefix. What is route prefix? Suppose you have common things, you have common value, or we can say common route name. See, if you see in this example, I have a review, I have a review. Both action, maybe in future I have more than 3 or 4 actions name, we have same route value. Instead of defining each and every action, okay, if you see the program here, uh, sample controller 2, okay, see here I have review, we have review, I have here review. Means all 3 actions I have a review. Okay, instead of defining each and every action, even I can define at control level. See here I define as a route prefix is a review, then automatically this action will execute like this. If you define route prefix at control level, then no need to define that route name on action level. See, simply define route. I have any input parameter, you can mention the flower bracket. See here I have ID and edit value. Like this we can define. Now let's try to execute this program. Sample 2. Okay, now I am just typing reviews in URL. Review, see, automatically came. Even I am not mentioning because my default route prefix is reviews. Automatically in the show 7 came F5. Now I'll pass review along with ID. Now try to execute second one, show 8, because show 8 came but the show 8 is not available, because of that it throw error. Now try to add the show 8, just add it. Now just execute. Okay, we're going to type review slash 2. Now this one has to execute. Okay, show it came. Okay, means instead of mentioning each and route value in each and every action, suppose we have a same value, we can define the route prefix at control level. See, if you define route prefix at control level, then the rest of the actions we need to type, just we need to enter the actual values, means dynamic values in the flower brackets. Okay, here I am passing. Now in some scenarios what will happen, you already define the row prefix, but you want to override that row prefix. Okay, then we have to use the tilde. If we use tilde keyword, then we can override row prefix. Now if you see in the program, here I have a row prefix. Now I'm going to override. Now just I'll type this in URL level. Now it's going to overwrite and execute that particular. See here is executed, means I'm overriding the row prefix. Okay, let's move the next topic. Default route. Okay, what is default route? See, normally in conventional route mapping, we are providing default route here, in where we are providing in route config level. At the same time, though default routing instead of providing here, we can provide at control level. Okay, in sample 3, if we go in sample 3, see here I can provide route prefix and default action. When I typing the promotion, by default it go index value will execute. Let's see. See here, if I execute, see next value means I am providing the default value. Instead of providing at the config level, route config level, I am providing at control level. That is default route. At the same time, here we are using constraint. Then what is constraint? Constraint nothing but we are passing some input value. Means instead of sending some junk value at the time of typing URL itself, we are validating. That is constraint. See here, I have a user. User has to send only integer. Suppose now sending integer, it will throw error. Suppose if the same user having any other name, suppose you have string value here is matching. For example, I have a user here. If you go for sample 4, here I have a user. Here expecting integer. Now try to comment this one. Let's see how it look. Okay. Now I need to stop execution. Now just comment these lines of code. Now execute. Just type users. Oh, users 5. Yeah, see why is that? Because user expecting the integer value. Now is executing. Okay, get my value. Now what, instead of 5, if you send RT, means resource not found. Means here we are applying the constraint, we should apply only integer value. We are specifying int here. If you try to enter string value, it will throw error for you because URL matching is not happening. Now what I will do, now uncomment this line. Now instead of passing integer value, now I try to pass string value. Then the second method will execute. Second action will execute. Let's see, users tt. See second. If you see name here, I have a tt. means we are validating at URL level. We are validating the values at URL level. We are deciding what value we need to pass in the URL. Okay, and also at the same time we can mention mean value, max value. That is also possible. See, if you see in the route level, minimum one character we need to enter, and we should maximum value. See, if you type but not user 000 because larger than max value, and if you type 0, it will throw error. Minimum one value and maximum less than, means if you have defined max value less than that, means should we have a limit. Minimum 0 and maximum should not exceed. Even we can validate these values at URL level. Okay, thanks for watching. Still more information I'm going to provide on routing level. Thank you.